Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Transport Fever. We are here in France, and our next task, if you recall where we left off, we had just built our over-engineered straight line through the hills from Paris to Lyon, and the next thing is to actually move some passengers over it. So, as you might figure, we're going to need to build some bus services again, much like we did last time. Much like we did on the previous map. So, we're going to start off with the same sort of general strategy, like there. And let's look at the different districts. So, we want people to come here from different places. So, let's see. Oh, crap, there are bus stops there already. We can't use them, though. So people are already using bus services to get around. And I can't put the bus stops too close to one another. So we'll put one there, and another one way out here. Like here. And then on the way back. Although, no, that'll encourage people to do that. So, we'll have that be a short route. And then we will run another one that runs into town, like down the main drag. And then back. But, see, that doesn't really hit up most of the... Well, here, we'll do this. Oh, of course, there's already one on that street. If we do it like this, what we can do is we can have them go in and go around and come back. We'll have two lines, one that just goes into the industrial district and then picks up passengers on the way out, and one that goes in and loops around and comes back. And I hope that is good enough for now. So let's... Excuse me. Let's grab a bunch of these. Let's say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're gonna set a new line for them. We're gonna need 2 new lines from here down and around and back to George Street. And then another, let's just buy 4 of them for this. This line where they're gonna go here, and then 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 they're gonna go back to there. So that'll handle the industrial districts. But we're gonna look at the other districts here now. These guys also have bus service, so we have basically a competing company, which is not something you ever get in the regular game. Which is kind of interesting. Just due to the fact that it exists, because I wasn't sure if that was... I'm sure that the AI is not advanced enough that they could be building railroads and actually competing with us, but it is worth saying that there can be functional AI, if you want to call it that, in this game. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay, so we have one that goes into there. We also want to have one that pretty much does an express bus to back here, and then probably, can I put one right on that intersection? Yes, because that'll do that. And then, oh no, you know what I'll do? I will put the stop there. So we have one in both directions there, but I'll do another 2 for... Again, we really do need to sort of be careful with the way we're doing things, because if we make it too easy for people to not use our bus routes, they're just not going to. Alright, finally a line that's not great. To you, and then to you, which you're already hitting on the way back. Good. And then we'll buy another 4, just like before. We're going to set a new line from here, our bus terminal, out here and back. Alright, and that'll hit up those districts The other thing I might want to do, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is actually build a bus station, because we have 2 lines going here instead of... Here's what we'll do. We'll demo this place, and it's going to say, hey, what are you doing? And then I'll just put a place right there. And it'll take over for it, and we'll do the same thing over here in Paris. There, get rid of that, and build us a bus terminal. A small one, mind you, but a bus terminal nonetheless. Suitable for 2 routes, and then we'll set everything going, including the Concorde. Oh, what is this? Oh. That's the other thing. So, I built a passing siding in this, a pretty good sized one. But I want a train that goes the other way. Which, yes, I built signals, but the passing siding is a little bit skewed. It's closer to that end. But the middle should be in the passing siding somewhere. The thing is, I don't want to wait to make another train. I want to be able to boost the ability right now. So I need to look at, again, what is this train made of. So it is a 1024 or a 1042 and 6 Enheitswagen 2s, whatever that means. So I think I'll just get it and set it going and sort of see how it goes. 1042 and 6 Enheitswagens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course they're going to complain
slipping through our fingers. We'll soon be bankrupt. But if we're prepared to grovel on our hands and knees, our financiers will grant us a bridge loan.
Yeah. Question though. First of all, which way are you? Of course you're going to go that way. No, I don't want you to go that way. I want you to go the other way. Now you're gonna make the other guy wait. I wanted to delete that piece of track and then I forgot about it. The other thing I want to do though, so there is never make use of a grant. So I'm not sure if this counts because it didn't count for the other one for the first ever scenario that we did, the Transcontinental Railroad one. It said, don't use grant money or whatever, and I didn't think anything of it, and I didn't accept the loan, but that didn't count. Apparently the loan popping up was enough, or I just forgot and I did take a loan at some point. But I don't think I did. I'm fairly certain I did not. Alright, turn around, get the hell out of here. We've already got people that are getting on the bus, but the question is, are those people going to get on the bus and go to the train station? Because that's the real question. Can we outcompete the current existing bus services, and on top of that, can we beat out the airplane? Because that's the other thing. We don't see the airplane. We don't see how many passengers they're picking up, I think. I don't think so. No, we can't even click on them. It's like they don't exist. In fact, they might not even be like an AI company. It might be just scripted objects, effectively, that just look like they're, doing that. So, God knows, at this point. I don't know. I'm not a programmer. I have never dug into the inner workings of this game, and I probably never will, because I'm not a modder either. And I don't say that in a bad way. I just mean, that's not my bag, baby. I don't bother. I will gladly use mods that people put out there, and in fact, I'm looking forward to crowding up this game with mods when we finally get the opportunity, when we're done with all the campaign missions. But until then, we're going to just be doing this. So I'm going to look at this again, make sure there isn't anything that we missed other than this, which is still 79, which is pretty close to the top speed of this. And then this, which is low, but we're not going to be able to do anything about that for sure. What else did I want to do? I wanted to do this. And we did actually put our buses through some little congested areas, which is unfortunate, but I don't think, you know, I didn't really have the presence of mind to figure that all out. We've got 2 passengers, so that's nice. And this guy is waiting. And he will be for some time. I don't want to see inside that. I don't want to see that either. We're just going to wait here. Going to wait for the other train. Wherever it is. People on the train are going to be like, what's going on? This happened to me this very morning. We were waiting for another train. But that was because it was disabled, not because it was just badly scheduled. I like how we at least have Doppler shift in this game. That's nice. It's a nice little touch that some games don't really bother to do necessarily. I mean, trains didn't even have it for a while. I literally said, don't call me back. I wrote that in the message. Here it comes. Man, I closed up the wrong thing. Alright, so now this one's going to leave, and maybe, hopefully, we can get some passengers accumulating at the stations. Maybe, hopefully. Maybe just a little bit. Go, buddy, go. You're late. You are latte. Lattes are probably... Lattes are... Who invented lattes? I'd assume they're Italian or French or Spanish. Are they Spanish? No. I don't know, somebody look up the history of the latte. I mean, I can do that myself. I've got access to the internet and Wikipedia. You know what, I'm doing it. I'm gonna look up... While we watch these trains go, I am going to look up the history of lattes and where they came from. Oh my god, that's a lot of passengers already. We got 28 people? This is gonna be easier than I thought. I thought we were gonna be here all day. And I only have time to make the 1 episode. So, you know. Oh, now we've got the what? First of all, we have an Einheitswagen 4, which probably goes faster. And we've got bits of a TGV? No, wait, where'd it go? Yeah, this goes 124. God damn it! I should have just waited just a little while, and then we could have used the Class 103s. Ah! Now I'm kicking myself. Okay, I saw that TGV part, but apparently we don't get it. Latte. Latte. Type of coffee milk made with a type of coffee made with espresso and hot steam milk, milkier than a cappuccino. So it is Italy. Okay, it is Italian. I didn't want to be pretentious and assume that we came up with a latte, but we did. So, you know. I was just sort of putting it off onto other Latin countries and saying, no, it could have been somebody else. It could have been somebody else. I'm not just going to assume it was me. I'm not going to use my Italian bias. Alright, and then once this is done, we can put the slow bastards on the slow route and put a TGV on this. Or we can just use the other train, which is faster, but honestly, I don't think we need to draw people too much right now. We've got 40-some people already. We are doing a fairly good job of attracting people. There's another 6 people who are probably going to miss the train, actually. But, whatever. Sucks to suck, guys. Run. We were at work today. I was at work today. It was my first day of work, as a matter of fact. I'm recording this on a Tuesday, which, if you listen to the podcast, you know that I'm going to be posting Transport Fever on Tuesdays when I don't have locomotion. But other than that, it will be locomotion. Locomotion is just difficult to get because I'm going to be doing multiplayer, and I need to drag Madison over here to do it. That being said, I was at work, and my boss was frustrated because she did some calculations, and it came out to being, okay, it takes the pedestrians 20 seconds to cross this intersection, and that's going to be that. We're going to let the pedestrian signal on for 20 seconds, and it works really well with the traffic light itself. You know, we had figured out how long the traffic light has to be green for, So, you know, if you're crossing an intersection, the traffic is probably going to be flowing in the same direction that you're walking. You know, if you're walking down the side of a road and you reach an intersection and traffic is going through that intersection, you know, parallel to you, you can walk, probably. If it's not too busy of an intersection with too many people taking, you know, left or right turns. And we figured, okay, it'll work out great. And then she writes me and she goes, you know, I just checked my calculations and looked at the map and it doesn't work out. I think we need 22 seconds instead of 20. And I said, well, you could probably get away with 20 seconds if you had the sign say run instead of walk. But, yeah, we were busy. We didn't have time for humor. Oh, well. This guy's going to pick up speed. It's got a kind of a hill to deal with. Alright. Now let's see, this guy's got 20-some passengers. Did he have to slow down for that? No, that's his top speed. That's his top speed. Where's the other one? Are they gonna actually meet, or did I screw up the placement of the passing siding? I hope I didn't. Also, we're way in the hole, but, you know... We spent $24 million, and then we spent $20 million 2 years before that building this line. We started off with like 50 mil. We are down to nothing. We're broke already. Never give me any money. Ah, no! No! I need to make it longer? God damn it! Oh wait, just barely. If I had the money to double this bridge, I would. If I had the money. But I do not, because I am in the hole $1 million. And there's the meat. Let's see, we've got one with 24 passengers, and one with exactly double that. Wow. It's still not 100 people, though. Now, let's see, we've got 28 people waiting already on that one, though. So, the popularity is on the rise. People are gonna take the train. They just don't like it as much as the airplane, I would assume. Oh, if only I had another several $1 million, though. And I don't want to take that loan. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. And if only I had the faster train. Although I don't think I would have had the money for that. I would have either had to make it a short little stubby train, or I would have had to take the loan. And I don't want to take the loan. Although, I'm not sure if the loans and grants in this context are a different thing. They may be. They're probably not, but they may be. They may be. Only 29 people? Come on, those are rookie numbers. Pump those numbers up. Nobody's on the bus. We got one person getting in the station. Come on, take the bus, scrubs. Speaking of taking the bus, so back when I was a wee young lad in college 4 years ago as a freshman, I had to take the Lakeshore Limited to get home. I know, a fate worse than death, but A, it's really not that bad, and B, I, of course, enjoyed it. And now I'm commuting via train, so, you know, such is life. Public transit, mass transit, is always good. Anyway, beats Boston traffic. I could not have a car on campus my freshman year at Rensselaer. So, the solution was, okay, when you want to come home for Thanksgiving, when you want to come home for a long weekend, which I didn't really do the long weekends because it's like a day of travel in each direction pretty much, because it's in the middle of the day, you don't really get to choose. So, I didn't do long weekends, but I did, of course, spring break, I did Thanksgiving, and I did Christmas. I think that was it. There might have been another time, but I can't recall. And I took the train out of Rensselaer, or Albany Rensselaer Station. And that's all well and good. It's great. You know, the station is very nice, the ride is nice. Getting there is a pain. And apparently, allegedly, so I hear through the grapevine of the internet, there was once... I can't fix it, I have no money. There was once a bus service that would take me directly from Troy down into Rensselaer, and it took about 20 minutes. But if you take the bus now, it takes about an hour and a half, and you have to go into Albany and change buses, and then, you know, go across the river to your destination. Now, that's not great, but hopefully these guys can recoup some losses. Oh, he's recouping some losses. That's not bad. I don't want to try to change that piece of track out now because of reasons, but I'm in the positive again, which is nice. And we've got 72 out of 500. But there's a petition, there's a movement going on right now to create a bike path between Troy and Rensselaer along the Hudson waterfront. And I saw that article on Reddit, and I got the first comment, go me. You know, whoop-de-friggin'-do. But the op replied to me, and so did a bunch of people. But I basically said, you know, I wish we had this bike path 4 years ago, when I was a freshman. And, yeah, because even without a bus, just being able to get from place to place when you don't have a car or you don't want to take a car is so important. And this goes back sort of to the whole Amtrak thing, with the shutting down of the long-distance services and why they're necessary, etc., etc. But, you know, it's so very true. You know, the fact that not having a car, and as well, you know, maybe not necessarily having the money for an Uber or a taxi, you know, and that's not, you know, taxis can be kind of pricey. Ubers are usually fairly reasonable, but they're dependent on a lot of things, and you can't really take them long distances. And, you know, having things like bus service and having things like Amtrak if you're going more than short distances, or commuter rail, or just a transit system at all, a way to get from place to place if you don't have a car. Really important. And that includes bike paths and bike lanes and bike infrastructure, because a bike is like the most efficient, basically the most efficient mode of transport known to man. Because you're not burning anything, you're not really consuming anything, you're just turning raw muscle power, which your body is fairly good at, you know, turning calories into energy, into movement, into work, and transiting them through a series of gears, which of course gives you leverage to the pavement, and that's it. That's all. You know, and bikes are lightweight, fairly. They're not a lot of extra weight that you're lugging around. Think about a car where you have this whole metal shell that encloses you and keeps you safe because you're traveling fast, etc., etc., and the engine is big and heavy, and you are expending fuel to get all of that moving. And the less car you have, the less car you have to get moving with you, when the real purpose is not to get the car from point A to point B, it's to get you from point A to point B. And, you know, and I don't know, I like bikes. And for once, the proposition is not tear up a stretch of railroad track and you know, put a bike path over it. although there is one there, and I was expecting it, and I would go into it going, whoa, hold on, we need this. This is how we get salt into the city, and it's the only way we get industry into South Troy anymore. But, you know, the schematics, the plans, the bids for the bike path are not out there yet. People haven't said what they want to do yet, although if somebody does not say, I want to tear out the railroad track and put a bike path on that spot, I will be surprised. In fact, Troy, in the current year, in a year, really? Oh, you bastards. But I thought it was just 500 passengers overall. I've been bamboozled. At any rate, what I was trying to say was, Troy has a long and illustrious history of tearing things down. For example, Troy Union Station, which is gorgeous, and they tore that down. And, more importantly, perhaps, literally the house that the guy Uncle Sam lived in. He's not just a fictional character. He's based off a real person who, I believe, packed meat. He was a meat packer, and they would send rations. You know, they used his plant to send rations to the troops. And the troops that received them were stationed nearby, and they knew, you know, quote-unquote Uncle Sam, they called him. And the packages were stamped U.S. because they were for the U.S. Army. But they said, oh, you know, it's Uncle Sam's packages. And he was a real guy, and he lived in Troy, and he had a house, you know, very close to the RPI campus as it stands currently, and they knocked it down. Why is completely beyond me, but they decided that that was the best course of action. They would just knock the building down. Same with, again, so many other things in Troy. Though you look at it, you know, Troy is unique, but every city is unique. Every town has its own history, and you know, you have this buildup of things that were built. Oh, you know, this was built 200 years ago. It's just whenever anything gets built, it can become a piece of history. Whenever anybody does anything, it can become a piece of history so long as it perseveres and so long as it's remembered. You know, Uncle Sam may not have become such a pervasive figure if it weren't for a number of flukes regarding, you know, his packaging, his name, you know, the very troops that the rations were given to. And, you know, if it weren't for all that, then Uncle Sam, as we know him, may not be, you know, the guy on the poster. It may have been somebody else, and then some other city would have the legacy of Uncle Sam to claim. And, you know, it is the way it is. There's no way we're gonna move 500 passengers in a year. Are you insane, game? Okay, maybe we are gonna be able to because we're actually making money at this point. Look at this. There's a little blip. I wonder what happened. I didn't notice that when we were running tests. I didn't notice anybody get on the train, but, well, maybe I did. Maybe I forgot. Been a few weeks. I've been sick, I've been moving, I've been graduating, I've been starting work. There's been a lot of stuff piled up. I'm just glad that I was able to get the podcast out. That's the most important thing. And then this I just happen to have an extra 40 minutes. So I decided, I'll make an episode, I'll throw an episode together. Because I'm out of episodes otherwise, and I know I'm not gonna have, you know, I have time now, I don't know when I'm gonna have time again. Let me click on him. I just blinked. If only I had centered that better, and now I'm kicking myself because I think if I had lowered this a little bit and put this into a bit of a cut, I would have saved money on this bridge, I probably would have saved money on this tunnel, although maybe it'd be a little bit longer, and I would have this on an embankment instead, or just even on the ground more. So, you know, that being said, I should have thought more about what I was doing. But I wasn't really trying to min-max it, I was just trying to get a really nice, smooth line. You know, if I knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't have screwed up, says everyone ever. Can we get a boat? No. river's too narrow. We can't even get boats in this scenario, but, you know, whatever. We have fewer passengers this time, though. Wait. Come on. Get some more. Get some more. That was like a passenger. Yep. Oh, I know, it's a whole 5 passengers. Get on the train quickly or you're screwed. Nope. You missed it. Get good, scrubs. Oof, that's the first time that I've had a negative balance after train drop-off, though. Oof. I'm not sure if I'm going downhill or uphill, but I'm really riding a line here of whether I'm making money or not. Hopefully the popularity of the line will go in a generally upward trend and not a generally downward one. And additionally, the thing that we can hope is that maybe some buildings will pop up here, a little bit closer to the station. The other thing is that the train is taking a little bit longer than it probably should because of this siding. I'm kicking myself still. And of course it's dropped back down to 0. We're never gonna have the money for this. This is insanity. Let's see, what are the other badges? Finish it by some... We have to do this. The masses. This is part of the scenario. Holy mackerel, never mind. What the heck happened? Everybody that ever took the train went to the station and started a colony and had a bunch of kids. It's still not going to happen unless I get more trains, though. It's not. And this guy just made $1 million, but he's not breaking even yet. That's because there aren't as many buildings that close to that guy. Holy cow, though. 103 people. And that's another... I cannot fathom how much money this is going to make when it arrives. It's 117 passengers. Go, daddy, go. And this one is 9. Well, it's slightly imbalanced, you might say. I wouldn't have even done this. I probably would have followed the road and then like skirted along the edge of here. And yeah, I would have just followed the road more. Because you cross the river. You cross the river unnecessarily during the course of this run. You could have shaved some time off just in the way you originally built it, devs. Then again, it wasn't, you know, the goal was not to give us a picture perfect line. The goal was to give us something to improve upon. So I'm talking to nobody. I should have built some roads over here. I'm not sure if that encourages it like it did in Locomotion. But I should have built some roads and been like, hey, build near the train station. We've got these guys. The other thing I could do is I could upgrade this to have a second street connection, but that would be more money than we have. Which is literally any money at all. Oh, never mind. I lied. We have $1 million now. I should do that. Only 100K. What's going on? No electricity. No, you should be fine. What are you on about? I should have done it when nobody was in the station. Oh, because it switched it to a different track. Why? Why would you do that? Oh, we got a Boeing 757. Awesome. More things to compete with us and make my day harder. Make my day worse. Well, we're gonna have to turn you around because I goofed. So, turn around. And we're gonna do that. And while nobody is paying attention, we're also going to fix this. And suddenly nobody has any paths at all. Wait, what? Delete a larger section. No, delete an even larger section. We're gonna fix this until everything's good. There, like so. I will reinstate that switch if it ever becomes necessary. Okay, I was gonna say, if anything, tell me that guy did not turn around. That would have been a little bit frustrating. Frustrating. F-U-S. The other thing is, I could route one of the bus services, like they all loop back to over there. I could probably route one down this way to over here instead of having it loop back to there. But I'll just let this be a pedestrian access entrance for now. And if it really comes, if it really becomes important for me to change at a future point, I will change it. Because we're actually making money now. Oh, here are all the... Oh, never mind. They're getting on the bus. They're getting on the bus. Oh, and these get... Why does this happen? No, I don't care. Terminals. Put this one on terminal 1. There we go. Just have them go to different terminals. It's not that hard. I'm guessing they're going to do the same thing over here. Because what even is efficiency anyway? Yeah. No. What? Wait, why? There are 2 terminals for a reason. Use them, please. Per favore. Latte. Get over there. We'll watch, like, a minute and a half more, and then I'll cut the episode. Oh, I didn't check to see how much money you made. Hold on, let me see. Where are you? How much money did you make? Not as much as I would have hoped. Wait, was that you? No, that was you. That was you who did that. Holy macaroni! Look at that! Good. Good money. G-U-D... M-E-M... What is it? E-M-O-N-E. What's that spell? Okay. There are now 3 people waiting. There are some buildings in this area now. See, there are these 7 buildings. I can count. And this one might be number 8, but I'm not sure if it's exactly close enough. No, it is. Look, the sidewalks are highlighted. It is close enough. So we'll have a residential building within walking distance as well. Good. Good. And we'll let these guys drop off, and that'll be it for today. And I will see you guys next week with either this or locomotion, depending on the way the world turns. I really need to change this back to the inside track, though, because that's a little bit obvious. Yeah, you get it. You get what I mean. You know what I'm saying. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Trainman out.